Yo, what's cracking with y'all? It's me. And I know I haven't been on for a while now, so gotta post something, right? But yeah, today or tonight, I should say, because it's like 1 o'clock in the morning right now. What'd you think of my fluffy ass hair? Yeah, but yeah, it's nighttime and wanna get something out of my head right now. So today I am going to be talking about something that has been bugging me for years now. And it's how should I explain this? I'm trying to talking about people that glorify the hood. That's what I'm talking about today. Because you see, I know a couple people who are, I can't say if they are from the hood or not, but those who claim they are, they take glory in it. They glorify it. They emulate the thing like it's something good, but it's not. All kinds of bad shit goes down in the hood. You know what I mean? Whether it's in New York or freaking Michigan or or in South Central Los Angeles, places like that. People take pride and glory in that because they think that because they say that, therefore that makes them strong. Some that at least that's what people are hinting at, especially when it comes to threats, is that they glorify the hood if they are from one, talking about that stuff. But the thing is, the hood is not something that you glorify. It's not something that you take pride in. All right? A lot of shit goes down the hood. All right? Some people don't have a choice to live there or not. If it was, people wouldn't be living down there. If there was a choice, people wouldn't be living in the hood. You know what I mean? People would be living normal lives. But no. People have to live down there because of certain disadvantages. People have certain disadvantages. So they have to live down there because it's the only place they can go. It's the only place that people can go. All right? Me, I lived in a bad neighborhood. It's not as bad as, but like Marcy Avenue or Compton or, South Side Chicago, places like that. No, my neighborhood is not that bad, but it wasn't good either when I was little. You know what I mean? People would be, getting into fights in the streets. Sometimes people get shot. All kinds of stuff, man. Stuff went down there too. It wasn't as bad as all those other places and the projects and all that shit. But the thing is it wasn't a good neighborhood either. You know what I mean? I had to live there for 7 years. And I liked my neighborhood. I'm not going to lie to you. I did like my neighborhood. But that's not something I take pride in. It's not something I take pride in that I was from there. You know what I mean? Okay? I glorify who I am. You know what I mean? I glorify the fact that I have the ability to be myself and express myself. You know what I mean? That's what I glorify. I don't glorify my hood to make myself sound strong or to glorify that I came from a bad neighborhood, because that's just not how it works, man. Yeah. So, when I was little, when I was first born, my dad was 17 years old. 17 years old, and my dad had to have us live at my grandparents' house for 2 years. 2 years until he could find himself his own place. My grandpa, he wasn't having it. he kicked us out. You know what I mean? So my dad, well, he didn't necessarily kick us out, but my dad, he knows that he can't just be living around in his parents' house. So we had to move out. That's when we decided to move to that bad neighborhood. That's when we decided to move it down, in our neighborhood. You know what I mean? So we lived there for 5 to 7 years. And I did like the neighborhood. I liked the people in the neighborhood. Alright? But that don't mean nothing bad went down. You know what I mean? At night, I'd always get paranoid and I'd always get scared because, what if somebody comes in, they try to harm my family? What's going to happen? You know what I mean? What am I going to do? I was very little back then, so I was very, frightened. I wasn't sure what was going to happen. You know what I mean? My dad, he knew we weren't going to stay there forever, so he took action. He took action. He found himself a better job, other than a minimum wage job at a pizza joint. You know what I mean? He started getting into welding. He started making investments into things. And therefore, he moved us out of that neighborhood by the time I turned 8 years old. We finally moved out. And we moved to a better neighborhood, more friendly neighborhood. That way we don't have to worry about nothing going down. You know what I mean? And the thing is, I'll be honest with you, my dad did things that he was not proud of when he was providing for us. You know what I mean? He had to go out there. He had to hustle people, man, so that we could have a roof over our heads. You know what I mean? He doesn't take pride in that. He's always telling me, all this stuff, the inner city, the projects, this is not something that you take pride in. He's always telling me that. He's always telling me that. He's telling me it's just not something that you're meant to glorify. So I understand what he's talking about now. All right? Because as I'm getting older, I'm getting wiser at the same time. That's what happens with everybody. You get older, you wise up a little more. And by the time you reach like your 30s, that's when you figure the whole world out at that point. It's all about the ability to learn. That's the thing. All right? So don't take pride in the hood, all right? Especially when you think it makes you strong compared to everybody else. It does not. It does not make you strong. It doesn't make me strong to say that, so it's not going to make you strong to say it either. Okay? So don't be talking about stuff like that. You know what I mean? All right? I get it. I get it. It's your neighborhood, you were born and raised there. It's a hard life. I guess you want to tell people what it's like down there. You can tell people what it's like. You can. But you can't just go around glorifying it. You know what I mean? All that set tripping and shit. Alright? And another thing. Gangs is nothing that you take pride in. Blood or Crip gang, shit like that. You know what I mean? See, some of y'all may know who this person is. Some of y'all may not. But his name is Twilight Bay. He was a Crip organizer back in 1988. Back then, at that time, he decided that he wanted a truce between the Bloods and the Crips. You know what I mean? He talked about it to everybody. And this was something that all the other organizers were considering before it even became a thing. You know what I mean? And then in 1992, that's when it happened. That's when it happened. They decided, we've got to do this. We got to do this. Because in 1992, the LA riots broke out because of Rodney King and all that other stuff that went down. You know what I mean? Those riots broke out. And they decided, it's time to form the truce. You know what I mean? Because nobody wants to be going around shooting up each other just because of what color you wear or what street you're from. You know what I mean? And the fact that people have to take pride and glory into that is not helping the situation. You know what I mean? You don't want to be some kind of, you know, gang banging, drug dealing, gangster up in the hood. You know what I mean? That's not who you want to be known by. Shoot, because then everybody's just gonna fear you. You know what I mean? What's the point of that? Why have people fear you when you rather have people love you? That's what I want. That's what I want for myself. I want people to love me. I don't want people to fear me. That's the thing. And who can? You know what I mean? I'm too much of a clown anyway. So who's gonna fear my ass? You know what I mean? But still, either way, you know, there's a fine line between respect and fear. You know what I mean? There's a fine line, and you gotta understand the difference between the two. All right. Sometimes you have a little bit of both. All right. But it's always good to have that respect. But more importantly, it's all about the love, man. You gotta show love to everybody. You know what I mean? Because without the love, shoot, where's all the you know, where's all the peace? Where's the peace in the hate and violence? You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. Like I'm saying, the hood and gangs and all that shit is not to be something that people should glorify. You know what I mean? It's something people should know and understand. Because you see, it's rappers like back in the day, like Ice Cube and Eazy-E, MC8, or Nas, people like that. All them, all them people, man, all them rappers. They're not glorifying the hood. They're telling you what's going on in the hood. All right. And another message in between that is that this is not something you emulate. It's not something you emulate. All right. It's something that you try to move past. You know what I mean? Because some people like to, when they hear this song about guns and drugs and shit like that, you know what I mean? They want to glorify it. But that's not good to the other youths. Because if they glorify it, who's to stop them from doing the same thing? All right? Kids are like sponges. All right? They're going to suck up all that stuff right there. And if you glorify it, they're going to become that. All right? Because people become their environment. They learn from the environment. They soak it up in the head. And then they go out there and do what's going on. All right? Because people are glorifying it. You know what I mean? That's not what you want for the younger generations to come. You know what I mean? I've got a 6-year-old brother. I got a 6-year-old brother. You know what I mean? And I'm always telling him about how, you got to be good in school. You got to take care of yourself and make sure to watch out for your family. You know what I mean? I'm not going around telling them, oh yeah, being a gangster is cool. You know what I mean? Going around shooting people is a cool thing, man. You should go do it when you're older. I don't go and tell him that because I want him to be a good kid. He's a bit spoiled. I'll give you that right there. He's a bit spoiled, but he's a good guy. He's a good kid. You know what I mean? So I want him to grow up and be a good man. I want him to be better than me. You know what I mean? That's all we want. Is that we want the younger generation to be better than us right now. All right? All right? If you wise enough, then you understand that you want the younger generation to be better than you. That's the whole idea. All right? That's what my dad wants. That's what my dad wants for me. That's what he wants for my brothers. He wants us to be better than him. He doesn't want us to go through the whole thing he went through when he was, down in the dumps and had to find ways to survive. You know what I mean? And help take care of his family. All right? The hustle game should not be a thing for anybody. You know what I mean? Everybody should be living an honest life. All right? Having an honest job and getting paid. Stuff like that. You know what I mean? We shouldn't have to go around hustling people. You know what I mean? That's just something that no one should take pride in. You know what I mean? And the fact that people have to take pride in it and glorify it and emulate it, that's telling the young generation they's got to do it too. Like I've been saying, you know what I mean? So it's not just about, being wise and not glorifying. It's about teaching the younger generation about being better than that. All right? Because some of us are already trapped in that system. Some of us are already in between that. You know what I mean? Me, I'm not. All right? If any, all right? The only way I learn about this is through the music. And sometimes I like to go and visit these bad neighborhoods. I went down Crenshaw Boulevard. I went down Compton Boulevard. I've went down Marcy Avenue in New York. I've went down in Southside Chicago. All right? I've been in a couple different hoods. And let me tell you something. It's a learning experience. It's a learning experience. You have to understand the people down there. You have to understand the environment. You got to understand what's going on day to night. Stuff like that. You know what I mean? You got to understand it, not emulate it. Yeah. that's my rant to y'all today. And it's a long ass video. I'm seeing the timer right now. It's at 16 minutes. But yeah, man. You see, true story right here. My cousin Saeed, he is 22 years old. When he was 6, his dad went to prison because he was caught for, selling drugs. That way he could keep his family afloat. He was just trying to take care of his family. He didn't want to sell no drugs. You know what I mean? He wanted to find a better life. But at that point in time, there was no better life. The only way to get by is to hustle and stuff like that. So when they caught him and tossed him in the pen, you know what I mean? My cousin Saeed, he didn't have a father figure around for freaking how long? 15 years? 15 years. When he finally gets out of prison, I felt happy for my cousin Saeed, you know what I mean? Because me and Saeed, we tight. We tight, man. We tight. Legit. Like, he's like a brother to me, you know what I mean? And I love him dearly, you know what I mean? I'd do anything for that dude. Obviously, not suck his dick. Nah. I'm joking around, man. I wouldn't do that, man. But yeah, he's my brother. He's like my brother, man. Alright? And I'll treat him just as so. But the thing is, he grew up without a father. Yet, he still knew how to become a man. Sure, he didn't get it. He didn't really get a job or anything, but he was trying to hold his family down and stuff like that. He's trying to be there for his mom, even though his mom wasn't really around. You know what I mean? But yeah, the point is, you know what I mean? Just for those of y'all that do have parents, that are out there looking out for you and stuff like that, be grateful for that, man, because not everybody has that. Not everybody has a father figure or a mother to take care of them. You know what I mean? Some people have to grow up without one. And me, I can say that I'm lucky that I have my mother and my father. They may be separate, you know what I mean? And that kills me inside every day. It kills me inside every day. But I'm still glad I have both of them still in my life. All right? And it's good to see them every time. It's good to see them every time. It's difficult for me to express how grateful I am because, I don't know, it's, how should I say, an emotional problem for me. You know what I mean? I don't express it enough. The only way I can express it is through my words. You know what I mean? I'm glad I have such a great family. I'm glad I have such great cousins. I'm glad I have a mother and a father that are looking out for me every single day. You know what I mean? Making sure that I'm good. You know what I mean? I'm glad that my dad's teaching me the ways of the world, and I'm glad that I have my mother. Trying to do things with me and my brother, and any day she can. You know what I mean? She wants to spend time with us because she doesn't see us a lot. She lives because I live in Colorado Springs, and she lives all the way in Denver. That's a whole 2 hours drive for me right there. So we kind of live far apart from each other. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard when you don't get to see her every day. You know what I mean? So it's always good to go see her whenever I can. So I'm grateful for that. You know what I mean? So be grateful if you have that. Be grateful if you have a mother and a father trying to help you in the world, man, looking out for you. Because not a lot of people have that. Not a lot of people have that. You know what I mean? Because I know too many people that grow up without a mother or a father. Because then they're just not complete. They're just not complete without something like that. You know what I mean? It's unfair that what either, mother or father abandons them, or they're just not there. They die too quick, and they don't, because some of them die. You know what I mean? And then those people don't get to be with them, and that's really hard for them. So, like I said, be grateful for it. Be grateful for what you have. You know what I mean? Especially when it's a mother and a father looking out for you. You know what I mean? So there you go. 20 minutes of me ranting. Alright? So, lesson number 1, don't glorify the hood and the gangs. Number 2, be grateful for a mother and a father. That's what I'm talking about today. There you go. that's the end of my video. So if you guys liked it, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and for more content. Got 11 subscribers, but hopefully somebody's watching this. Hey. And of course, comment, let me know your opinion on it. You know what I mean? Because apparently my granny likes to watches my my videos. So she watches my videos, and she's all motivated by what I gotta say. She's like 86 now. Yeah, she's 86 now. And she's watching my YouTube videos. She still got a flip phone, you know that? But yeah, still, let me know what you guys think. Hit the like button, do all that shit, man. It's your future, so hit it if you want. You don't have to. And, express your opinion. What do you think about it? Alright, I'm out of here. Peace and chicken grease to y'all.